Okay, we'll get started here. I know a few other people should be joining in. I hope everyone's doing all right. My name's Christian Hoffler. I'm head coach with the men's varsity soccer team at Queens. Today we'll be going through just a quick, small presentation on some exercises you could be doing at home, whether you're a beginner or an elite level athlete. We find these types of exercises, in particular during isolation, are quite beneficial at the time being. So just going to make sure we get going here. If there are any questions during the presentation, feel free to use the chat feature here, or you can always email me, qmsoccer@queensu.ca, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So we'll go forward over here. All right, so like I mentioned, if you want to also connect with us through social media, on Twitter and on Instagram, we're at QM Soccer. You'll find a lot of these presentations, a lot of these updates on things you can be doing at home from many of our varsity athletes, as well as some of our former alumni. So feel free to follow us there and ask us any questions. Okay, so when we're handing out exercises to our varsity athletes and even players within the community, within the Junior Gaels Soccer Club, we really tell our athletes to plan their day. And if you want to get better at anything, obviously it does help to repeat the exercises, but by all means, depending on your level today, you're not rushing through any of these exercises. Really focus on some areas that you like to improve upon, but ask questions. Okay, and I think that's the best way for you to get better at any of these exercises. The setup, you'll see that I'm in a facility that has a bit more space. You're able to do the ball work today in your backyard, in your basement, but please just make sure you ask for permission, make sure there's nothing around that, can risk injury. And especially if you're a younger one, please ask your parents or your guardian for permission to do any of these exercises. Now, step 3, you'll see also for some of the elite level athletes and players within our club, a little bit of reflection after you've done any type of exercise, just to see what you can improve upon, what you can get better at, and to challenge yourself. And then the last step there, we always like to track our progress. If you want a player log or a personal training log, by all means, email me and I'll be able to get you that. Okay, so today I'll focus a little bit more on ball and wall. So it's all you really need is a cooler, a bench, a space that does have a wall to get through some of these exercises, but you can be quite creative with what you have available. Usually we always recommend and by all means, we want you guys getting active, being warm before you do any of these exercises. I'll go through a few of the clips that we have on how to get yourself active and ensure that you're not risking any injury. But this is pretty much a 25-minute to 45-minute workout that you could be doing at home. Again, depending on your level, depending on what space you have, and really at your own pace. So for one of the first activations, I really thank Coach Julian McColta. So he's our goalkeeper coach and he works within the community. He's showing he'll demo a few of the easy exercises you can start to get active, just a little bit of a jog back and forth, depending on your space. If you do not have space like that, you could be doing high knees or jumping jacks, but you really want to just get a gradual increase in heart rate and before you do any of these exercises. The next one here, he's got a few just small dynamics. Oh, it's the same one here. Let's go. There we go. Just a few small dynamics, knees up and out, just to really engage those major muscle groups that you'll be using. Okay, good. And then some small lunges here, really focusing on, again, the major muscle groups that you'll be using. And you see he's going at a little bit of a slower pace to ensure that he's getting the stretch. And you also notice he's not holding it for more than 2 or 3 seconds. We call that dynamic movements. Really, you want to avoid any or long periods of static stretching so that you're not injuring yourself. Good. We'll get through another one here. Next, as you get a little bit more active and the heart rate's up, just a few knees to chest, and then a little bit of a burst of speed. If you don't have space, you could be doing that on the spot, and then just getting some high knees after that. Good. So now more into the 3 exercises that I'll focus that you could be doing at home during this isolation: the wall work, the wall challenge, and the rebounder. All you really need, like I mentioned, is a ball. Whether it's a bench or a cooler. I'll show in the video here, I'm actually using a cooler for my parents, so I ended up breaking it, but hopefully you're not doing the same at home, or even a wall. Okay, so the first video, I'm just getting, for those who have never passed the ball against the wall or want to increase the approach to hitting a ball, I'm just going to show you a little brief demo that I did, just with the steps. And it's almost like a dance routine, but I'm actually counting in my head here: 1, 2, 3, and you can see me just going through. And I'm not trying to damage the wall or anything like that, but it's just to get yourself accustomed to the motion, getting your knees bent and quite engaged in the process towards a ball. And then if you do have a ball, you'll see here now I've added it to it. So just getting the approach right for you to start. For the elite athlete even too, if you are noticing that this is quite simple, you can increase the pace just to get yourself active and engaged. And now here we're moving towards a cooler, so I'm just using this as a demo. If you don't really have much space, yeah, you can just be hitting it off there. Again, get permission to be doing this. I know my parents won't mind that I'm using their lovely cooler here, but yeah, definitely worked out for the beginning of this exercise. I put a bench down here, but you see slowly how I'm just going nice and easy to begin the process. You really want to get accustomed to the exercise. You notice I only need about 4 or 5 yards of space. I'll play that one again, but as I'm going through, you see my knees bent here. I'm really just focusing on how I'm hitting the ball. Nothing too crazy or intense. Awesome. And then we'll move forward here to the next one. As you get a bit better, or as you get more accustomed to the exercises, you can be going left to right. Okay, so I've been doing this since I've been a youth myself, so a little bit more accustomed to it. But yeah, just getting the ball left and right here, and you'll notice how my knees are bent. I'm not too stiff with my legs, and just really getting myself involved in the approach to the ball. Okay, so the next one we'll go through here, the wall challenge. So if you do have a little bit more space, great. If you're outside in your backyard, you have the wall with a good patch of grass or concrete behind. But really, we're just looking for you to turn and add a little bit more skill. So the first exercise that I showed, just the passing off the wall or the cooler, that's a good beginner's exercise. As you get better at that, then you'll look to upgrade to the wall challenge here and see how many you can get done in a minute, or if you're just using your right foot, see how much better you can improve your left foot. You see how I start here with my left pass, get through the gate. Okay, I'm not going too fast yet because I want to get accustomed to the exercise itself. But as you do get better, then you can increase the pace that you're getting through that gate, and then really challenge yourself within 45 seconds or a minute on how many times you can get through that gate and back. You'll also notice I use some shoes here, so if you don't have cones or whatnot, you don't have to have anything fancy. Even if you don't have any markers there, just getting yourself a little burst of energy past a 5-yard threshold will help. The next one will show me doing 4 passes, or sorry, here we go. Let's get this going here. Good. So you could do a sequence of 4 or 5 passes and then doing the burst through the gate. Like I mentioned before, as you get better at this, as you get more, see more progress, or you want to challenge yourself more, okay, you really want to see how many times you can get through that gate and increase that level. Good. Then the last one, beginners as well can do this one just to challenge yourself. And like I said, if you have a lot of space, great. If you don't, you could send those two, you could set those 2 cones a bit closer to the rebounders. But I say start slow, really get the rhythm on this, get the balance, really see how you're able to handle the pass back and forth from the rebounder. I did myself while I was filming this video. I had a few challenges because it was harder than it looked. Okay, so I was going through the first exercise here where I'll be passing off the rebounder, taking a touch to the other side, and actually stopping the ball and then resetting. So I do encourage you to follow that as it'll give you a little bit more rhythm and success. And then as you get better at the rhythm, then you can increase the speed and perhaps not stop the ball here. So just getting through. So I'll take a touch, stop the ball, reset, pass again, take a touch, stop the ball, and reset. So this really helped with us getting the approach and the rhythm here, but also focusing on my technique on how I'm passing the ball, how I'm approaching the ball. The next video, you'll see I won't be stopping the ball. So we'll go through it here. Okay, and actually trying to set myself so that I don't have to stop the ball. So this is for the elite athlete. As you get better here at this, if you can do this a little bit quicker than what I'm doing in the video, and then even challenge yourself within a minute how many you can get, from side to side. You can also add the gates. So after you've done 2 rebounded passes, get through the gates, come back, hit the other side. But really adapt this based on your environment, based on your level, and how much you want to challenge yourself. Okay, so I'll show that last video again, just with no stop. Boom, hit the pass, my approach, focusing on knees bent, how I'm hitting the ball. Okay. Awesome. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I see a few participants in here. I don't have any questions yet, but by all means, if anything does come up and you're curious on how to complete this or how to adapt that for your child or a player that you know in the sport, or if yourself, you want to get yourself better and want some other exercises and ideas to improve, by all means, connect with us over Instagram, or you can even email me, qmsoccer@queensu.ca, and I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope everyone's staying safe, and I look forward to hearing from a lot of you. All right, have yourself a great day.